John opened the door, but I stayed frozen in my seat. Ethan stepped out on the other side, his silence stretching like a warning. When it became clear I wasn't moving, he circled the car without a word, his shadow blotting out the light as he pulled the door wider. Before I could react, he hauled me over his shoulder like I weighed nothing. "No, let me go." My screams echoed only in my head, strangled by the tape across my mouth. My fists twisted uselessly behind me as he carried me inside the mansion, each step a drumbeat of terror. I writhed against him, but his grip never faltered, his strides steady and unbothered. Up the grand staircase, down a hushed corridor, until finally a door opened. He strode in and dropped me onto a wide bed, the mattress swallowing me whole as the air left my lungs. Then he leaned in and tore the tape from my mouth, the sudden rip stinging my skin. I gasped, flinching at the pain, but his face was already so close I could feel the heat of his breath. My pulse pounded wildly in my ears, betraying me. His expression was maddeningly calm, yet the slight curl of his lips told me he was savoring this, enjoying my discomfort like it was a game. How could someone so devastatingly handsome carry such cruelty in every glance? "Do you really crave this kind of attention?" His voice was low, dangerously intimate, as if he was whispering a secret meant only for me. I pushed back against the headboard, desperate for distance that didn't exist. "Mr. Westbrook, why don't you just let me go?" "You already have the company," I pleaded, my voice breaking as fear knotted in my chest. He leaned closer, his eyes locking onto mine, trapping me. "Because you still haven't fulfilled your end of the bargain." The words came sharp, then softened into a tone that chilled me more than his anger ever could. His mouth was near my ear now, his breath grazing my skin. "Clearly, you don't know me. If your family has no integrity, I'll make sure you learn it, in my way." His hand moved then, slow and deliberate, brushing a loose strand of hair from my face. The gesture was gentle, almost tender, but the intent behind it coiled like a threat. My breath caught as his fingers lingered at my jaw, tilting my face up until I had no choice but to meet his gaze. "You belong here now," he murmured, voice smooth as silk, yet sharp enough to cut. His thumb traced the edge of my lower lip, and every nerve in my body screamed with panic, and something else I refused to name. It was overwhelming, suffocating, and I squeezed my eyes shut as if darkness could shield me. His arms wrapped around me, solid and unyielding, holding me in place as panic surged hot in my chest. My breath caught, trapped between a plea and a scream. "No, Mr. Westbrook." The words burst out, trembling and thin. His voice came low, edged with amusement. "What do you think I'm doing to you?" When I blinked my eyes open, he was already standing, a small blade glinting briefly in his hand before disappearing. The pressure on my wrists was gone. He had cut the cable ties. I pushed myself upright slowly, shame flooding me at the reckless thoughts that had taken hold while I was trapped against him. I could not bring myself to meet the sharp glint in his eyes, so I fixed instead on my wrists. The skin was raw and reddened, scored with the bite of restraint. My stomach twisted, not only from the sting, but from the unsettling truth that I could no longer tell where his cruelty ended and his mercy began. He noticed where my eyes had fallen and stepped closer, his shadow swallowing mine. My breath hitched before I could stop it. His fingers slid around my wrists, brushing over the angry red lines carved into my skin. The touch was gentle, almost careful, as though he were handling something fragile. Yet the weight of it made my pulse race with dread, because I knew how easily that same hand could break me if he wished. Fragile, he murmured, settling beside me on the bed. The mattress dipped under his weight, drawing me subtly toward him. His thumb traced the welt slowly, a ghost of comfort laced with something darker. You bruise so easily, Emma. Heat burned across my cheeks, shameful and unwanted, as if my body itself betrayed me by trembling. I tried to pull my hands back, but his grip tightened, firm and unyielding, a reminder that he decided when I was free. His eyes locked onto mine, emerald and merciless, and I could not look away no matter how I tried. You think I am cruel, he said softly, his voice low enough to curl inside me. He leaned closer until his breath brushed my cheek, warm and unsettling. The faintest graze of his lips hovered just beyond my skin, so near I could almost feel the heat of them at my jaw. My heart stumbled violently, torn between recoiling and leaning into him, and that weakness made my stomach twist. The silence thickened. His gaze flickered to my mouth, deliberate and unhurried, then lifted back to my eyes. For a heartbeat, I thought he might actually take what he wanted, that he would seal the distance with the kiss I dreaded and feared. Instead, he stopped, lingering in that razor-thin space, close enough to torment me with the possibility. His smile curved slowly, cruel in its restraint. What a pity, he whispered, the words brushing against my skin. Then, with a sharp tug, he drew me upright. His grip never loosened as he pulled me toward the door beside mine. Come, he said, his tone silken and commanding. Let us meet your fiancé. The door opened, and the air beyond rushed out, colder than the room we left behind. Whatever waited there, I already knew it would not be mercy.